If you're relatively new to programming or you're just struggling in general with this concept of async await, I'm going to explain it to you now in under 5 minutes by using an analogy, a real life analogy that you can then comprehend and visualize in your head. This will allow you to understand the raw fundamentals of these concepts and topics and be able to apply them in multiple different ways, speed up your applications, and have more efficient backends. So the analogy that I'm going to give you is that you've gone to the cinema and you know that you've got to purchase the food, so whether it's like popcorn, hot dogs, all that stuff. And when you get to the counter, you know it takes them on average about 7 minutes for them to get the popcorn, put the right seasonings on it, get the hot dog, put the ketchup, get the slushy from the slushy machine. It ends up taking about 7 minutes. And you know that also you still need to collect your tickets. So you've got your booking reference, but you know that the machine is super slow. And it takes 4 minutes to print those tickets out. Those are two tasks that don't rely on you as a person doing anything. You're waiting for other people to complete them. And this is something that computers come across a lot. For example, when they create an API request and they're waiting for that data to come back. Now, if they're making multiple API requests, there's no need for them to wait for one to finish before starting the other, unless they rely upon that data. But usually you can just send off multiple requests and wait for all the data to come back. And that will make your backend or your program, whatever it is you're running, a lot faster and more efficient. Back to the analogy. So we've got this popcorn situation that's going to take 7 minutes, and we've got the printing ticket situation which is going to take 4 minutes. How can we find a way to do that quicker instead of waiting for the 7 plus 4, so doing it one by one, which will take a total of 11 minutes? Well, the answer is really simple. It's you go and order the popcorn, and then whilst the server is creating it, you go over to the ticket machine and you print your tickets there, wait for those to be printed, then go back to the popcorn server and collect your popcorn, your hot dog, whatever else it is you ordered. And that way it only took a total of 7 minutes because the 4-minute ticket printing happened during the popcorn preparation, okay? So that's the human analogy. Let's now look at that in code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the most common package in Python used. Now, I'm going to do this in Python, but this applies to any language. Try and focus on the actual raw fundamentals, and I'll try and use human naming convention so you understand what's going on and you're able to go wherever you want with it. So to make a function asynchronous, you just add the async keyword. Then you just declare a function as you normally would in Python. If you want me to go over the basics of functions, leave a comment below and we can get that sorted. So we're going to start off with a first method, which is just going to be purchase popcorn, okay? And we're going to print purchasing popcorn, and then we're just going to sleep for 7 seconds. Obviously, we're not going to wait 7 minutes. You guys don't want to wait that long. And then we're also going to purchase a ticket. So this one we said was going to take 4 seconds. So if we look at these functions, all they're doing is they're letting us know, okay, we're letting you know we're starting to purchase the popcorn. The popcorn's being purchased. We're waiting 7 seconds for it to arrive. And then once it's done, we're printing popcorn purchased. We're just doing the exact same thing below with the tickets, but we're waiting 4 seconds instead of 7 seconds. So if we now have a main function and we do declare a start time equals time.time. Sorry, I need to import the time package to be able to use time. And I'm just doing this time stuff now just so that we can record how long this takes. And we do await purchase popcorn. And then we await purchase ticket. We declare an end time. We print the total time taken. If I now run this file, while it's running, I want you to, I need to actually run the method. So I do async run main. If I add, whilst I run this, I want you to think about how long, or even just pause the video and think, how long do you think this is going to take? Because it's going to print the total time taken. Okay. Okay. If you guessed 11 seconds, then you were spot on. Okay. So we waited the full 7 seconds for the popcorn to be delivered. And then we waited a full 4 seconds for the tickets to be printed. So how can we do this in a more efficient way? Well, the answer is we can use a very special function, which is called asyncio.gather. Okay, and most programming language will have this. Don't worry too much about the syntax. You live in a world of AI where you can say what's the equivalent of asyncio.gather in Java or Dart or JavaScript, whatever language you want to use. And what this will do is it will say, okay, we know we've got to wait for these, so why don't we just crack on? So if we run this now, and if you can try and guess how many seconds this will take, and if you guess 7 seconds, you'd have been spot on. And the reason for that is because if you read down here, this time, it started purchasing the popcorn and then it straight away started purchasing the ticket without waiting for the popcorn to be purchased. So the whole ticket situation happened inside that time. And to give yourself that human analogy, you just need to think. You went over to the counter, you said, can I order this popcorn, all this stuff? Then you straight away went to the ticket machine, you let that print. Then you came back and the popcorn was ready and you saved yourself 4 minutes. You got into your movie on time. If we were to go back to the further one, let's say for some bizarre reason, you needed to proof of your ticket in order to buy the popcorn and the slushy and the hot dog. Then we would have done this way. That would have taken a full 11 seconds, okay? So we do run this one again. We'll see this happen in 11 seconds. Now, there is a time and a place for this. For example, I've given you the human analogy. So once you print the ticket, you then need to prove that you're actually going to the cinema to buy popcorn or whatever. Similarly, we could be creating two API calls, and the first API call, we're looking to retrieve some data, and then we're going to send that data somewhere, let it do something and come back. So in that instance, you would need to wait. So here with async await, you've got this superpower where you can either speed things up or you can very cleverly make sure programs wait for certain tasks to be finished before moving on to them. I hope this helps.